Welcome to the Empowerment Podcast. My name is Harry King Holmes, the #1 performance coach for women in leadership in business looking to lose 20 to 50 pounds and 2 to 3x their sales. Now, without further ado, let's get into it.
I was going to ask you, when's the last time you got the objection for, I need to ask my husband?
When was the last time? I get it goddamn every week. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, like a lot of the ladies that, we help, they have families, they have, a spouse, so I get it pretty often. I've been getting it for a very long time, but I also, I show empathy, you know what I'm saying? Because it's their partner, right? You have to consider, like even though it's a smoke and mirror, you get what I'm saying? But it's also still a big decision. You get what I'm saying? So because it's not like, oh, I'm selling them, some gym shoes. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, like I'm selling them a fucking life transformation, like something that is actually going to impact their life. So of course they want to consider their spouse, you know what I'm saying, when they're making this big decision. So, and I think you should, but I also, feel like it's a smoke and mirror too. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, listen, like, especially like if you're somebody in leadership, you've probably made like lots of, big decisions and things that come with a nice price tag behind it. You get what I'm saying? But like, here's the thing, to take it a little deeper, right? It's like, if somebody's on their weight loss journey, they've probably been on the weight loss journey for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Last 20 years, 30 years, like it's a more deeper problem than like weight is the extra weight is just a symptom. You get what I'm saying? Absolutely. So there's a much deeper problem. So this person has probably tried personal trainers, boot camps, this fad diet, detoxes, and like these things cost money. And who's the person seeing them invest in this stuff and the problem isn't getting solved? The spouse. You get what I'm saying? So in their mind, they probably thinking like, if I bring it to my husband, he's going to bring up all the other times that I've, done this and done that, invested this, invested in that. And I'm still sitting here with this problem. So imagine if I bring him, this thing that I'm trying to do, and it costs 10 times as much, as the boot camp that we invested in. You get what I'm saying? So I completely understand that. So usually what I do is I say, okay, money aside, spouse aside, right? How do you feel about it?
Yeah. You
get what I'm saying? One, of course, the first thing to do is to see if they have a spouse and invite the spouse on the call. True, but also you can do that if you're just trying to sell the person, right? But I'm trying to like help a person become more of a leadership and make these hard decisions on their own. Because at the end of the day, like, sure, like your husband will reap the benefit, but goddamn it, shorty, this is for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you're the woman of the household, you're the queen of the household, you are the most valuable asset in that house. You get what I'm saying? So if you go to your husband and say this is also my perspective too. Money should be coming out of your pocket, your credit card, your debit card, however you're going to pay for it. I believe that the money should be coming from the woman.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of you getting the husband's, permission and he making the investment. You get what I'm saying? So like that can go either way. If he make the investment, when it's time for her to get up and do what she needs to do, like the money ain't come out of her account.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the money is part of the accountability, and also if you bring it to your husband and he don't want to do it because all he thinking about is money coming out of the account. All he thinking about is the credit card, being decreased, like money, like this is money that's coming out of our credit card and I'm gonna have to pay the money back without getting a result because of what she's done in the past. You get what I'm saying? So, I can understand it from both ends, but also, this is what you chose, shorty. You chose if your man ain't with it, if your husband not with it, You chose.
You need another one.
Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? But also, like, we got to take into consideration a woman too. You get what I'm saying? That's why I think, like, if you're making like a decision, you're deciding to make a life transformation, like for your personal development, for your health, for your business, like your spouse should be on board. Like both of y'all got to, because what you gonna do, outgrow him? Because most of the time, like if husbands don't want a woman to invest, especially if it's something for like weight loss, right? Like he may be insecure, like, oh, she gonna lose his weight and not want to be with me no more.
Seen it.
You know what I'm saying? So like I was a young lady I enrolled last week, like her and her husband is doing this together.
Yeah.
I've seen the most success that way.
Every time.
You know what I'm saying, with clients, because of course me as a coach, I'm gonna hold them accountable. The accountability coach that we assign to them is gonna hold them accountable. The community is gonna hold them accountable, but now they also got their spouse at their home holding them accountable as well, because he's involved in the journey, versus when he get home from work or when he get home from the office, he bring a large pizza, from Rosati's to the crib. You know what I'm saying? The deep dish Illuminati's, you know what I'm saying? The big boy joint to the crib, knowing that she is trying to better herself for her health and fitness. You get what I'm saying? So I think just both, the wife and the husband, or, whatever it is, both partners need to be in alignment, especially when we talk about like big, not just big purchases, but something that is going to impact the household in a much better way, So it really just all depends on who the fuck you laying with at night, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, but I've dealt with it plenty of times. I know how to deal with it, pretty well, Of course you should address the objection before it is an objection. Hence one of the reasons why we're recording this video, you know what I'm saying? Because we know that like a lot of our clientele, a lot of our clients have spouses, right? So we want to introduce our perspective to them, and we want them to, be introduced to how we view, the wife and the, husband. What's up?
So tell me this, like, okay, so when you receive the objection and you're going through like asking them questions, what are you trying to get them to understand? Like what are you trying to get them to, what perspective are you trying to get them to see?
This is my thing. My job on that call is to help them make the best decision for the result that they want. You get what I'm saying? So if they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna go to my husband so he can pay for it, based on just like data, right? When I've seen that happen, if it's for a woman's, if it's for her business, or if it's for her weight loss, her fitness, I haven't seen a much high, result from that. You know what I'm saying? So why would I encourage her to do that? I'm going to encourage her to put her money where her mouth is.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because from my experience in the data, it's telling me when she invests in her own money, right, her own, credit into the result that she wants, she is more likely to get the actual result. So that's what I'm trying to get her to see is, would you prefer your husband to pay for it and you not get the result? Or would you prefer it to come out of your bank account, come out of your line of credit so you can actually get the result this time?
What I've seen is that you're absolutely right. I agree. What I've seen is like you got to have skin in the game.
Yeah.
And this money coming out of your account, Miss Ma'am, is your skin in the game.
Definitely.
But when husband is paying for it and your man is free, girl math, okay? Like it's literally free. And so, well, if I fall off after a certain amount of time, then like I didn't lose any money.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You are going to fall. You see, if I fall off, you are going to fall off.
Yeah.
Everybody falls off. It's just that in the past, when you fell off, you stayed down.
Yeah.
Right. So when you got skin in the game, you're going to fall off and you're going to get right back up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, of course, in our program, we have, protocols and systems in place to help them get up much faster.
Yeah.
But you still have to have some accountability to plug into that protocol and that system and take advantage of it so that you can get back up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, for sure. Like if you invest in $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you gonna plug in. But if it didn't come out of your account, you don't really feel the sting.
We don't value free.
Of course we don't.
Like that's just literally how it goes.
Yeah, of course we don't.
So we're gonna go really hard in the beginning. We're gonna try to make Babe proud, and then it's just like I don't have enough skin in the game. Like I haven't put anything on the line enough. And so what I think really helps, what I've seen is like when the woman invests, but then she has the conversation with the husband, like, yo, how do we do this together? How do we be the examples for our kids and our nieces and nephews, the other people around us together? So we're not constantly in this cyclical journey of losing and gaining back, starting another diet, starting another program, steps doing this, doing that, let's do keto, let's intermittent fast. But like, I'm going to put my money in here and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. And I want you to come with me, but I'm going to do this regardless. And you're going to see how much it's benefited my life because like I got more energy, I got more sleep. I'm doing things differently. Okay. I'm flexible now, you know? So it's like now he's seeing the benefit. But if you don't put your own skin in the game, then it's like, you didn't lose it because you used his car. Yeah,
exactly. And
it was free.
And that's why she has to view herself as the asset. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And like everybody else has to view her that way too. Like that starts during that process. Because guess what? She has to sell or persuade her husband to be on board as well. And the only way to persuade somebody to do something is to get them to see how this can be beneficial for them as well.
Exactly.
Because if this is a partnership, yes, it's going to have to benefit her, right? But when you bring it to him, you have to be able to persuade him to see how this is going to benefit him and the rest of the household as well. Because at that point, it's like either you want to better this household and be a leader for this household or you don't. Yeah. And then if he doesn't, then that's insecurity kicking in. And sis, do that shit anyway. And you probably going to discover how you're going to outgrow him and you probably going to need to kick his ass to the curb.
We all have I mean, I completely agree, but there are certain nuances with that, right? Where it's just like, you know, the man may have, he's in his own journey, right? He's trying to figure out like, what do I like? Like, you want to go to this gym, but I want to get into cycling. Like that might be my jam.
Most definitely.
Right? So it's like, there's so many different nuances to that. And like, that is the case in some time, but there's also the case where it's just like, I've been struggling with this health journey too, for the 15 years as well. And like, we've been doing life together 15 years, all this time, but like, we still have this, what's in it for me mentality. So like, if I'm going to pay for this, what's in it for me? Like, how am I going to receive what's in it for me? We have it even in partnership. Like it is subconsciously we have some type of what's it gonna do for me though.
And then the woman, she has to be able to invite the husband into the journey in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because if you off doing your thing and he off doing his thing, I believe that everybody should, you know, prioritize themselves before they prioritize, you know, everybody else. But invite them in the journey. That way they don't feel, you know, like, oh, like you're doing this and you're going to leave me and stuff like that. That can be insecurities, but also like, did you invite him into the journey? Are y'all having these conversations? You get what I'm saying? Like, so.
About bigger values too.
Exactly.
Like the intrinsic values, because when it's just like, okay, hey, can you give me this personal trainer? We're going to Jamaica in November. Like I really want to look good. Then it's just like, what about after that? Because then you're gonna need a personal trainer again. So it's like when you tap into the intrinsic values, like, yo, I want to be healthy. Yo, I want to not have to get ready for a vacation. Like I want to be fit for the calling on my life. I want to be fit for what I need to do professionally, personally, and then show up for myself as a woman first, be my own best friend. And so when we have those intrinsic values, we have the conversation with your partner about intrinsic values. Like, what are your values? Why do you want to be healthy? Why do you want to be fit? Is it because you want to be at the beach with your shirt off? Like, what is it? What's to it? But it has to be something deeper, because then we're not going to keep investing in ourselves, because we're going to feel like, well,
it has to be tied to your personal development. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand that like your health and fitness journey, like your weight loss journey, you know, is part of your personal development, is part of your development as a leader. You know, and a lot of women that are in business think that they have to sacrifice those things. It's like, oh, well, if I'm going to spend time on eating right and exercising, then that's taking away from time in my business. That's sacrificing like revenue in my business. And it's not. It's an asset. It's making you grow as a person and as a leader. right? And in your business, you're leading people, you're leading your audience, you're leading your team members, right? You're leading yourself, you know, and it's going to increase your energy, your focus, your performance. It's going to make the business and everything else that you care about much, much better. I've never seen it not do that. Never seen it not do it, you know? So your husband needs to be on board with your weight loss journey from a personal development standpoint as well.
And then you want to do your best to like, but for women, like ladies, like doing their best to not get discouraged if he's not immediately on board, because that doesn't mean like he's a terrible man. You have to, you know.
It's probably because
papers, but it's just like I completely lost my train.
It's probably because like I'm sorry, but it's probably because of what how much she has start and stop. So you need to prove to yourself first why this journey is going to be different. And also you need to prove it to him too, because all he see is how you start and stop for the last 15 years. You get what I'm saying? So this time needs to be different. It has to be tied to much more things than just like the trip to Jamaica or your girl's birthday, you know, or your first cousin's wedding. It has to be, all of those are good. Like those are like small goals is cool. Like you said, something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that. But there has to be a much long-term, you know, commitment to it as well. And yes, it has to be something that's internal, you know, and you need, and I definitely think you should invite your husband, you know, into that journey with you. That way, you know, anytime you want to make an investment, like y'all both on board, just like y'all be on board with the business. You get what I'm saying? Y'all your fitness should be in alignment with the mission that you have for your business. And as long as it's like, as long as you're in alignment, you got those things in alignment. Because a lot of times women are like, if they're struggling with their weight, like they're like 50%, you know, like the woman that they need to be. The other 50% is like your weight loss, your fitness, your personal development. So it's like you aren't the woman that you actually need to be right now if you are struggling with your weight loss. But you're still building to become that woman, right? But you have to be able to invite your personal development, like your relationship with God. All of that is in alignment with your fitness and your mission and your business.